If we have to compare this Black Friday Cyber Monday compared to previous years, I think at least for us it was less hectic. We were really well prepared with what we want to do. Also, we had done our research about what worked during previous years, and we wanted to double down on that. Some things that were slightly different is one is that specifically on Meta, it was a little bit more difficult to control the actual daily spend because one of the changes that they introduced this year is that previously uh, the Meta ads platform would spend up to 20% more over the daily budget that you have set, but they changed this year to be up to 75%. Another thing that was different compared to previous years was that we had uh, a technical issue, a Shopify issue that we haven't seen in recent years that happened on Cyber Monday. It was resolved relatively fast, but still something that no one could account for.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Smart Marketer Podcast. It's your content coordinator, Zach Dampier, and I am here with Denis, what's your official title now? I know you used to be one of our head media buyers, but you've gone even up. Director of Advertising, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Director of Advertising, and he is fresh off of another Black Friday, Cyber Monday week. Denis, you well rested? You feel good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead and just give kind of your opening thoughts about the past week and how you kind of feel the overall trends were, how the agency performed, and all of that.
All right. So if we have to compare this Black Friday Cyber Monday compared to previous years, I think at least for us it was less hectic. We were really well prepared with what we want to do. Also, we had done our research about what worked during previous years, and we wanted to double down on that. So on that end, I think everything went smooth. Some things that were slightly different is one is that specifically on Meta, it was a little bit more difficult to control the actual daily spend because one of the changes that they introduced this year is that previously uh, the Meta ads platform would spend up to 20% more over the daily budget that you have set, but they changed this year to be up to 75%. So it was a little bit more difficult to hit the exact daily spend that you want. But it was not really a major issue, just something that we had to navigate. Another thing that was different compared to previous years was that we had a technical issue, a Shopify issue that we haven't seen in recent years that happened on Cyber Monday. It was resolved relatively fast, but still something that no one could account for. And not necessarily something new, but I think this is valid also for other years, but maybe something that had a little bit more impact this year was that the results, the performance that we saw during the Black Friday Cyber Monday promotions were not only the result of the ads that we were running during the promotional period, but also a result of all of our marketing and advertising efforts throughout the whole year. So basically, we were able to finally close the sale for all those people that were reached with ads or other marketing channels throughout the year. And also, a lot of people were just waiting for the promotions to start before they make a purchase. So, yeah, the results that we're going to see during Black Friday, Cyber Monday are always going to be highly impacted by what you have been doing throughout the rest of the year and how successful we were compared to previous years.
And then you said that this year felt a lot less hectic. I feel like I've heard that from a lot of the media buyers. What's something that you really think the agency as a whole did well to really prepare everyone and to keep it from being it's obviously going to be a high stress situation, but to keep it as low stress as possible and make sure that you feel prepared for it?
Yeah, one of the things is to get. So what we did was to have a plan strategy session with every client just to decide what they think about Black Friday, what are their plans, and just have this in advance so that we can give them feedback and also prepare all assets that we are going to need. So that was something that was really helpful. Another thing is that most of the businesses that we work with, they had a longer sales period, a week or longer, which has a lot of benefits. So one thing is that if you start your promotion earlier in November, the ad costs, the CPMs are cheaper because there is a little bit less competition. People are not yet dumping their big budgets for the promos. So you have the option to start earlier and capitalize on those cheaper CPMs and also cheaper cost per click. But it also, from a media buyer or the person who is managing the ads, from their perspective, it's also easier and less stressful because you have more time to see what's working this year, to make some adjustments and really optimize well everything for the days where you're going to start increasing the budgets even more and more. So I think that's great. And also another benefit is that when you start earlier, you have the option to be ahead of your competition. And if you think about it, during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're not competing only with your direct competitors, but just for every single customer that you can acquire, because most people, they have a certain budget that they want to spend during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and if they have already spent that on other products, then if you start later, you might be in a more difficult spot because now they start to think more rationally about whether they really want to buy this. Are they going to benefit from it or no?
That makes a lot of sense. And one thing I saw about like just the overall Black Friday that I thought was interesting was about 33% of people actually just didn't participate. And about over half of the people that didn't participate were boomers. So there's a much younger demographic that was really going out and spending their money more freely over the week.
Mhm.
Was that something that we kind of experienced throughout our clients? Like you saw a better performance with the ones with the younger target audience?
Yeah, I think so, and it makes sense because I think those younger demographics, they're expecting now that most businesses are going to run their sales throughout probably the whole month, so they're not really focused on that day, the Black Friday itself, but they just are looking for those promotions and ready to spend.
That makes a lot of sense. We don't have to go into like real specifics, but are there any big wins that you can think of off the top of your head for any of our clients that kind of showed that it was a good week for sure?
Yeah, so the good news is that for most of our clients, we saw an increase in terms of revenue compared to last year, about a 20 to 30% increase. And we also had a couple of big wins where a couple of businesses were able to pretty much double their revenue compared to last year for the month of November. And what was working well for them is one business, they were already on an upward trend that, and they were able to carry that momentum through the Black Friday Cyber Monday promo. So for them, the main reason was that they were already on that trajectory with the evergreen ads. Their business was, they had a really strong month of October compared to last year, and they were just able to carry with that overall performance throughout November. That goes back to my point that what you're going to see during the Black Friday Cyber Monday promo is not only a result of the ads that you're running during that time period, but also a result of what you have been doing so far. And other clients that saw a really big increase, they also were running successful lead gen campaigns throughout the year, primarily giveaway campaigns. They were able to bring a lot of new website visitors, but also new people on their email list. And those people were actually not just people who were entering the giveaway only to get something for free, but actually were interested in the products and had purchase intent, and they were able to convert those leads during the Black Friday Cyber Monday promo. So something that's interesting, a little bit more specific about how those businesses were running those lead gen campaigns were that they were optimizing for purchases inside the Meta Ads Manager, basically trying to find people who are not just going to enter the giveaway, but might also buy the products, even if they don't win. And yes, the cost per lead was higher, but also the lead quality was much higher. So I'm glad that we saw that that strategy actually had really good results during November.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. With the overall success throughout the week, do you think that there were any new strategies that you all used that you weren't sure about that kind of led to that? Or do you think it's been kind of the same playbook that we've been doing and we still saw the same things working really well throughout the week?
Yeah, most of the things were the same, but there were some changes, some nuances, because every year is going to be different, and that's one of the good things that we started those sales earlier, so we had time to see what's working right now and make some adjustments before we have spent the majority of the budget. So something that worked well again this year is just to have evergreen creatives repurposed for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, just an overlay if they are video ads and different ad copy, but reusing proven ads and just layering on top some promotional messaging. Also, we used previous ads from previous years that we know that did really well. We just made them evergreen. So we had a good mix of proven creatives and also some new things to try so that we don't run the same thing over and over again. We tried some flexible ads, which is something that was previously called dynamic creatives on Meta. Basically, you recreate an ad with different assets. You can upload up to 10 different creatives. That could be images or videos. You can have 5 different text variations and 5 different headlines. And the platform is just going to create all of the combinations, all the possible combinations for you, and just deliver them to the people. The good thing is that it just simplified setup and also creates a lot of variations, which can help with creative fatigue during the promo, and that was something that worked well. Another thing was to just have a more full funnel approach and just try to understand how every channel and every campaign, even every ad, fits into the customer journey. So something that we were using was relying a lot on third-party attribution platforms like TripleWell to understand using different attribution models how the different ads are actually what's their place into the customer journey. So just to give you an example, we saw that some ads, they don't have a generally super strong return on ad spend, but they were the ads that were bringing new people into the funnel. So turning them off would be a mistake. So we were looking at an attribution model in TripleWell, which is called first click attribution model. And it gives credit to the ad that was the first to bring that person to the website, not necessarily the ad that really closed the sale or the channel, but they were actually really important for the overall performance. If you don't have access to TripleWell, another way to see this is inside the Meta Ads Manager. There is one breakdown which is called audience segments. If you go to the Ads Manager next to the menu where you can customize your columns, there is the breakdowns menu. And from that one, you can select the audience segments, which is going to basically break down your results into three different audience segments: new audience, engaged audience, and existing customers. And this way you can see if a particular ad is just have a really high overall ROAS because it's reaching more existing customers and it's getting really good results from there, but it's not necessarily working well for a new audience, and vice versa, and just make some tweaks and just better decisions based on that.
And then with the overlays that you said earlier, I'm going to let you play consultant a little bit here. For anybody who their Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale might not have measured up to what they were hoping for, and they have an end of year sale to try to recoup some of the loss from their expected and real earnings. What would you recommend for them in their ad campaigns to try out? Obviously, like you said, update the good ads that have been working with, ball drop, some type of thing to look like New Year's Eve, all of that. What else would you kind of recommend for them to try out?
Yeah, so why I think it's a good idea to have evergreen top of funnel ads repurposed for the sale is that if you just rely on ads that are only sales specific, that's probably going to make sense for people who are already aware of your product, your offer, and your business, but not necessary to reach new audiences. So what we're doing with these evergreen creatives is just if it's a video, we add a static image or text at the top about the sale. It could be animated as a GIF or just a simple animation, but the main details about the sale, how much, what's the discount, and any other really strong benefits that you want to add. And then the ad copy, you can take your best performing top of funnel ad copy and just add a little bit of promotional messaging throughout it. Maybe change the call to action, change the headline, but keep in mind that this is still something that is going to reach mostly new people, so that they're not necessarily aware about all of the benefits and reasons why they should try your product. So we have to mix that with the promotional messaging, not to rely just on the promotional messaging itself.
And then one thing that's definitely a lot different this year compared to last year is AI was around, but I feel like the widespread adaptation of it has been much larger this year. And I know a lot of the kind of AI SEO type tools are really in their infancy to really try to optimize for the AI. And I feel like the tracking of that is also kind of still being figured out. Was there anything that you saw, any tools that we were able to use to see where we were able to get some sales through AI and how we were getting our names and our clients' products in front of people through whatever LLMs they use?
Yeah, I mean, we are generally we have been using some different AI tools throughout the year. So a really easy way is to have to try to use AI just to repurpose some best performing top of funnel copy and add some promotional elements to it. So that's something also to combine ads from previous years and just to create something new. Something that we were testing also is one of the new features inside the Meta Ads Manager, where for image ads you can get their AI to create new variations for you. And we tried some of those. I cannot say that necessarily they made a huge difference, but at least they allowed us to get more creative variety in a relatively easy way. But yeah, I think those are the main things.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. One thing that I saw that I would like to get your opinion on, I saw, overall money spent on the Cyber Week went up, which, with inflation makes a lot of sense. The purchases in total actually went down. So a lot of people were buying more expensive items, or just the items themselves have increased in price, and that's the main cause. But another thing I saw was that a lot of people were relying on the buy now, pay later plans. So, you're paying fours, you're paying threes. So it feels like a lot of people were really depending on the sale to be able to get higher ticket items that either they've been waiting on for their house the last few months, hoping that there's going to be a good sale, or getting the rest of their Christmas shopping done, but really needing the payments to be spread out to be able to afford it and make it work. So what's something that you think that businesses can really do if they're not doing that and not allowing the delayed payment options? Obviously, get involved with that in some way, but just trying to make sure that the product seems affordable to the people in a time where people are really kind of conservative with how they are spending their money.
Yeah, I think one way to do this is to add more scarcity around your messaging, and not necessarily in terms of deadlines or when the sale is going to end, but what we did with most of our clients, or pretty much all of them, was to make sure that we have in our marketing messaging that this is their biggest sale of the year. So basically, you're not going to see better discounts throughout the whole year, so that people just rationalize why they should act right now. They're not going to see a better sale. That's something that worked well. Another way to position your products is to add some gifting angles, and especially depending on the product, you can also try to emphasize that this is a smart gift, a practical gift, not just something that's shiny, but really something that those people that you're buying this for are going to use and benefit from. And if you combine this with with the scarcity angle that this is the best sale throughout the year, you can really get people to act because that's right now is the best time to buy those gifts. Maybe the sale is going to be over if they wait a little bit more longer with it. So yeah.
And then one thing that I saw that was crazy was there were 42 billion emails sent during the Cyber Week. Obviously, you deal with the meta ads and you're not in the email side, but how do you feel like the ads were able to really speak to the customers when in the whole week, like the email marketing was just so washed out and flooded with all of the inbox being full and most of your message getting lost somewhere in the sea of unopened emails?
Yeah, that's a great question. And this is where, specifically when it comes to retargeting, we were trying to think how we can get the meta ads to just help the overall email performance, not to try to steal credit from it, but really work together with it. So one thing that we were doing was to run retargeting ads to a specific segment of people who have unsubscribed from emails. So we know that we're not going to reach them through email marketing, and now maybe with this sale, it's our best chance to bring them back to the email list. So that's something. Another thing that also we tried is to create segments of people who didn't even open any of the Black Friday, Cyber Monday emails, or didn't reach the Black Friday specific sales page that we had. So maybe people who opened an email but didn't click through. So just trying to use the ads as a way to work together with the email campaigns, try to fill in some gaps from the email marketing, and just make those people aware that we have the sale right now. Maybe they have missed this. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think something that we really teach a lot in our courses and on all of our calls is making sure that people are optimizing their ads, their emails, everything for mobile, as well as the desktop version. I saw it says 57.1% of purchases, 57.5, sorry, were actually made from mobile during this Cyber Week. Obviously, mobile is taking over more and more purchases every year. Is that 57 and a half number that's in line with where the general distribution has been throughout the year, or did the Cyber Week go more mobile as people were trying to make purchases as quickly as possible?
Yeah, I think it's actually the opposite. That usually more purchasers are coming from mobile, but maybe here people were learning about the sales on their mobile device and then just go to their desktop device to make all of the purchase together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The Black Friday sale can feel like a big deal. I feel like anytime I'm making like a major purchase or like a really important thing, I'm like, I don't want to order it on my phone and then it not go through. So let me go ahead and get on my computer, which is very irrational, but it just makes me feel more confident ordering it on a bigger screen, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's the case with a lot of people. Also, sometimes you want to compare different deals, so
Mhm.
that's not that convenient on a mobile device.
That's very true. My wife loves to have the entire top of her screen in multiple different tabs that she gets lost in all the time.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis, I appreciate your time. Any other really lasting impressions that the week left on you that you think other people need to know about that they might not have picked up on their own?
Yeah, I think what we saw was also that for some clients, the meta ads were spending a big portion of the budgets before noon. So that was something that we had to adjust for. And also that Shopify issue that we mentioned, it was good that we were on top of it. We saw a message in our Slack channel immediately. Someone posted about this and everyone was aware. So I think what I can recommend to everyone is to try to get into a community where they can stay on top of these things, because sometimes it's difficult to manage all of these things on your own, especially when you have to really try to react faster or find a quick solution during those promotional periods. And yeah, I'm happy that we have this in our agency and also in our mentorship, where most people were saying what's working for them, sharing wins, sharing challenges, and just trying to get through that crazy period together, not everyone on their own.
Absolutely. The power of community is you can't ever really fully describe it. So I would definitely take the moment to shamelessly plug our mentor table mentorship. Like he said, it's a group of really driven entrepreneurs, and they were sharing what worked for them in previous Black Fridays leading up to help everybody get their promotional calendar built out. They were all in the Slack message, making sure everybody else was having the same Shopify problems and it wasn't just them. So, being any group, whether it's our group, any other group you find, just having people that can relate to you and that you can bounce ideas off of to make sure you're not in this isolated echo chamber where you don't know if you're the problem or it's the overall platform. Just definitely have people that you can rely on and get support from. But Dennis, like I said, I appreciate your time so much. Thanks for giving us this recap. Hope everybody else had a great Black Friday. And if it wasn't what you thought, hopefully your holiday sale is everything that you had hoped of. And we will see you all very soon in the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Sure. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.